and welcome to Gardening in Kentucky. Since it's Saturday, we're having our garden walkthrough. The date today is May the 3rd, 2025. I'm standing here next to this new area. Oops, did you see my umbrella? I'm standing in here next to this new area that I am preparing for planting. This is where I'm going to be planting some zinnias and sunflowers. This is the side of a portable building that we are using as a produce stand, and currently we have a few pots of macho ferns on the ground. So what I usually do before planting is I put fabric on the ground, garden fabric, and then I just let the grass die underneath the garden fabric, and then whenever the grass is dead, that's when I plant the area. So I also covered over there the back of this building so we have more room for planting the flowers. Now right here we also have a new covered area. You probably noticed that this area is a little bit higher than the original garden. It's because the grass underneath this fabric is still alive. Like whenever you walk on it, you can feel the grass. But that's okay. It will take a few weeks for all of this grass to disappear. Well, not really disappear, but they will eventually turn brown and they're going to die, and then you can plant anything on it. So for now I just cover this area. I already have the irrigation tube ready in here for whenever I'm ready to plant. Now the main area that I want to show you is this part. We have been harvesting from our hay bale garden, or hay bale strawberry. This side in here is the one we covered with the black plastic. There's still some grass that are growing in the open area. I noticed that many of the strawberries that I have this year are deformed. I don't know what the deal is. Like some of them look good. Now this one, it looks like this was probably pecked on by a bird. I do have a netting that I need to use to cover this, but I only have one, so I don't know where to put it because this is a very long hay bale strawberry garden, and I also have a different strawberry patch over there in the old garden. So we have some good progress. I'm very happy to announce that these two rows that were planted with celery and cauliflower are doing great. They've been really growing this past week, and also I'm so excited that the animals did not come back to eat them. I still have all of them. So that's gonna be fun. Over there, whenever we get to the end of this row, we will see some bigger celery plants. Now here, we also have something new in here. These are red juice tomatoes. Yesterday, I put some tomato twine in this row, because last year my mistake was I let the tomatoes grow so big until they started falling on the ground, and then after that, that's when I tied the tomato twine. This style of staking the tomatoes is called a Florida weave. So basically what you do is you just weave this plant through the twine. I only have about probably 2 feet with twine, but I need to add some more. But I mean, the plants are still small. And also, I noticed that these plants have started making flower buds. Look at that. Okay, let's pinch this off. Now, these plants are still small. They are less than a foot tall. Sorry, they're less than a foot tall. So at this point, I don't want my tomatoes to flower and produce fruit because they're still too small. I want them to grow a little bit taller. If they are probably this height, I'm going to let them produce. But as of now, and this is one of the things that I need to do today, I need to pinch off all of the flowers from this tomato plant so that the plants will focus the energy in growing, growing upward, and also they can use their energy to grow more roots. So for this whole row, there's the tomatoes. And then right there is our celery alternated with cauliflower. Oh, we actually have one Swiss chard. And then right here, okay, I'll hold my phone like this so you can see a lot of the plants. And then let's walk towards the end of this row. The tomatoes are actually growing pretty good. Today is kind of cold. It's like 58 degrees. Tomorrow I think we're gonna get like 48 degrees, but I think as long as we don't get any frosts, the tomatoes are fine. This is probably the biggest bush of a celery that I currently have. Look at that. This was the plant that survived the attack of the animals that came in here to munch on them, because the other celery plants are still small. They bounce back after they get eaten. They were topped by, I don't know, probably rabbits. But yeah, this celery is really big now. It's promising. More of the tomatoes. And then our hay bale strawberries, that's the part that's not covered yet. I still didn't get a chance to cover the rest of the hay bale strawberry garden, but that's okay. I've been busy planting in the other parts of my garden. I planted new tomatoes as well, which I will show you here in a little bit. Now let's go this way. These are bell peppers, and you see those holes in the ground. It's because the bell peppers in this row are 24-inch apart, and usually I do like 12 to 18, but how I did it this time is I added the holes in this, so this row is 12 inches away from the original bell pepper row. So basically we have two rows that are 12 inches apart, and then the plants are 24 inches apart, but I kind of staggered them so to maximize the area. This will be planted today. Yes, that's my plan for today. Just plant as much as I can. These are red bell peppers. So most of the plants in this row are red bell peppers, and then the ones near the other end is those are yellow bell peppers. Variety, I think these are the Aristotle bell peppers, and then these in here are squash, summer squash, zucchini squash. This is called Spineless Beauty. These are the green zucchini. And then if you see my umbrella, it's because it's drizzling. Rain is on and off since yesterday. Here, yeah, more of the squash. Now this, a few plants in here. These are the yellow straight neck. That's still Spineless Beauty. So we have 8 Spineless Beauty, and then a lot of them yellow straight neck. I know there's another one in the end. Okay, so going back to this path between the bell peppers and the summer squash. Okay, I'm looking for the marker so I can show you the other plants. Oops, it's my umbrella got caught in the stake. Okay, let's see what this is. Let's still straighten it. This is cash flow zucchini. Like if you look at the color of the plants, the cash flow zucchini plants are more green compared to the other plants that you see right now. It's actually better to just direct seed squash, summer squash seeds, instead of like seeding them in a pot. But this cash flow zucchini, they were seeded in a, I think a 4-pack cell, but they were very small when they were transplanted in the ground. That's one thing with the summer squash and also the cucumbers, because they don't like their roots getting disturbed. So they get stunted. It's just like what happened to this row. But that's okay. That will bounce back whenever it's warm enough. But this cash flow zucchini, they were super duper tiny when I put them here in the ground. And so I did not disturb the roots very much. And they are loving it here, especially after the rain that we got. This, what's the name of this? That says Flavor Burst. Oh, Flavor Burst is a yellow bell pepper. I'm actually excited for that because one time I planted yellow bell peppers and I didn't get any. So I'm hoping I can harvest some yellow bell peppers. I do harvest a lot of green bells and red bell peppers. Last year we did really good with sweet banana peppers and jalapenos and cayenne. This one here, these were planted last night, and I had like 3 spots that I needed to plant, and it started raining, so I had to hurry up and just put them in the ground, and they look fine. Those are the extra, oh by the way, these are cabbages. Those are the extra seedlings. You see like yellow and like brown leaves because these cabbages have been in the tray for a long time. I didn't forget about them, but I got so busy doing other things. Let's walk over here. Still empty, but most of these rows will be planted with tomatoes today. This, we have our sunken container. Well, I started with a sunken container cucumbers over there with the trellis. This area does not have the cattle panel trellis because we put, I think we put 3 cattle panels, and then if we put 4, it will go towards grass. So there's really not enough room for another cattle panel. And so I just put the pots in there, just like what I did with the cucumbers. These are Jet Star tomatoes. I bought 2 4-packs, so that's 8 plants. And they start yellowing in the tray. Looks like the new growth is promising. That's already green. And they like it here. Although like, oh, this is so muddy. But since I have kind of little raised bed garden with the Jet Star tomatoes, the tomatoes are liking it. And then over here, this is where we are growing our cucumbers. This is Dasher F1 hybrid. These are still small. They need the right temperature, and then they can grow quickly. More cucumbers, and yesterday also I trellised my cucumbers. So I'm using, this one is a tomato twine. It's tomato twine. And then I use these tomato clips to clip the cucumber vine onto the twine. Well, naturally, the tendrils will grab onto something. So eventually this tendril will grab onto the twine and then it will grow up. I just tied it here so that the vine can go straight up here. And these are the vine clips that came from last year's garden that I just left in here, and they're fine. The other cucumbers are looking really great. Some of them are almost touching the kettle panel trellis, which is a good sign that they're growing. And then here we have eggplants. Um, so these eggplants, oh, these are not Black Beauty. These are like oval shaped, not the round ones. They started flowering already. But since they're still too small, I also pinched off all of the flowers. And like if I see some more eggplant flowers, I'm just gonna pinch them off. So yeah, that's what we have in this part of the garden. These are the bigger cucumbers that we have. Alright guys, oh look at our pecan tree. It already got leaves. Alright, so let's walk over there. I'm just walking in this little path that I created. And let's go to the original garden. I have some good stuff in here. And because the weather is so nice for my broccoli. Oh my gosh, the broccoli are so big now. Look at that. They are about at least 12 inches apart. I didn't really measure them. Some are 12 inches, some are like 18 inches. And I still staggered the planting just like what I did with the other plants in the other garden that I've shown you. Oh, and an update on the ever-bearing strawberries that I planted a few weeks ago. Look at that. They are growing, looking great. They love the mulch too. Although that needs to be fixed right there. And then we have Aphrodite cantaloupe. We have Swiss chard. There's marigold and another cantaloupe plant. And then over here, this is our, well, this is supposed to be a salad tower, but I only have a few lettuce. I do have a lot of lettuce seedlings, and they can go into this tower whenever I get a chance to do it. And the Swiss chard that I planted in this area, look at that. They've grown bigger. That's a Jetstar tomato. I love tomatoes. Swiss chard again. We have some bachelor's button, more Swiss chard, yeah, more Swiss chard right here, different colors. There's yellow, there's red, there's green, and then another Jetstar. And that's a chicken run. There's my beautiful chicken. And then I planted herbs around the the chicken run, and they eat the leaves that they can reach. They like it. Those big leaves are pumpkins. I don't know what kind of pumpkins they are, but those are volunteer from all of the pumpkins that we threw in the garden. So I'm not gonna let those pumpkins, because there are so many, I'm not gonna let those pumpkins grow. They need to go. Look at that. That big bunch of greens in there, those are all pumpkins. Okay, so where do we go next? Oh, let's go this way. Also, this week I created a new herb garden. Oh, the big ones that you see, those are asparagus. I think I let the asparagus grow too early in the season. I should have harvested more. Bachelor's button, I have a zinnia in here. There's rosemary, green basil, lavender. Look at that lavender. This is a new area in the garden. It was just all weeds. At one time, this was like a row of zinnias, I think, and then some herbs, but I just let the grass and the weeds grow. And so this year I have reclaimed this area. I'm so happy about it. I got my herb garden back. And then that's the original herb garden. Is the circle in the middle of the original garden. All of the cilantro have bolted. And then you see those flowers, those are sage flowers. And we have some more sage in here. I also planted more sage. This is sage. Now this is thyme. I do have plenty of time to work in my garden today. um, oh, stevia. Look at that, guys. So excited for stevia because I have been looking for stevia, and during the pandemic, that's when I discovered stevia. There was a homesteader that was talking about it, and she said you can use it as a replacement for sugar. And I've been looking for it, but it was always out of stock. It was like $25 to $29 on eBay, so it was really expensive. But finally, I got stevia from an Amish farm. Sage again. We started selling some herbs in the produce stand. These are the zinnias that need to be planted in the ground. And oh my gosh, look at all of this oregano. This oregano needs to be harvested today as well. We have onions right there. Those two are onions. It's so messy in this area, but that's okay. Gardens are usually messy. And my garden is no exception. These are celery. The yellow leaves are the old leaves, but the new growth of these celery plants are green and healthy. Still, we still have these two empty spots, which I will be planting with Swiss chard and whatever leftover broccoli or cauliflower I have. Oh, and this is something exciting as well. Look at that. Blackberry. This is, okay, we have a tag in here. This is new. Thornless blackberry Chester, and it grows 6 to 8 inch tall. They'll grow really, really tall. That's okay. And I have 5 plants in this area. I'm planning on propagating these blackberries and then just make a long row of blackberry plants in another area of the property. I'm actually excited for this. Blackberries, all of my data in April. But I think it refreshed like April 28th or 29th, so that should be good. But okay, guys, thank you for staying with me. So I don't even know when I got disconnected. I don't know if, did I show you the blackberries? Okay, so blackberries here, we have 5 plants. These are cauliflower. They're small because they were planted sometime this week. Probably, when was that, Tuesday? The Swiss chard is looking good. I will do my first harvest of Swiss chard today. A lady came to the produce stand yesterday and she's excited for Swiss chard. So I'm putting some Swiss chard out today. The broccoli plants are looking really great. I guess like they will be ready to form heads or florets anytime. And then here we have another lavender. Beautiful lavender. And then on this side, I just lined up some herbs in here. Sage, rosemary, stevia, basil. I got purple basil. We have thyme. We don't have thyme all the time, but we got thyme here. Marigold, a couple of Aphrodite, cantaloupe. Bachelor's button here. And then more bachelor's button. This one, all of these bachelor's buttons are volunteers. You plant bachelor's buttons once and then they keep on coming back. So like if you want something that's easy and it reseeds itself each year, get bachelor's button. And this comes in different colors. I know I've planted pink, purple, white, but for some reason only the blue or the purple bachelor's buttons are the ones that come back. The others don't come back. Like I haven't seen the white bachelor's buttons in a couple of years now, so I might have to plant new white bachelor's buttons. And then a couple of broccoli. Look at this. These 2 broccoli plants were planted the same time. Those broccoli plants in those rows were planted. But you can tell that like the difference in the size of the plants. Those plants are so big. Like this broccoli plants are only half the size of the other plants. And the reason for it is the soil, because your plants are only as good as your soil. Now that area is where we did our composting in place, where we dropped all of the extra pumpkins that we had last fall. So the entire winter we were composting all of those. We did drop some other things in there, but it was mostly pumpkins that we have. But you can use anything, straw, dry leaves, just whatever, compost the plants, and they will give you a good soil for your garden. But this in here, I did put some, what did I put in here? Wood chips and cut grass and some dry leaves were put in this area. But then they didn't get the same nutrients as the ones with the pumpkin compost. Here we have another Swiss chard. Oh, and my flower tower that I featured in one of the videos from a few weeks ago. So I realized that early in the season, this green one, Wandering Jew, is not a good option for a flower tower for spring. Petunias are fine, and petunias are good with spring and summer. I think all year, like, petunias are probably one of the best that you can put in a flower tower and in a hanging basket. I mean, they're pretty and they come in different colors, but I only have pink because that's all I got from the auction. In the summer, though, the Wandering Jew should do fine and will fill this. I can't wait for that to happen. And then here we have Shasta Daisy. It's a big bush now. Oh, and look at this. Strawberries. The original strawberry patch from last year. And look at what we have on the ground. You see that? Mmm. Those are yummy. But it looks like they have damage from birds. Now this, usually you have to wait for the strawberry to become super duper red. But since I did not cover this, and I also found a few slugs earlier, and they're big, but this one does not have any damage at all. So I'm pretty happy with this. I can eat this. Mmm. This strawberry is sweet. No spray, no, like, we don't spray our strawberries with anything. That's all natural. Apparently I cannot claim organic because you have to be certified by the government to say that you're organic, even if you grow your crops organically. That's okay. I don't really care. I mean, we eat this healthy food, no synthetic chemicals. Now we're here in the garlic area. I know last time I said I'm gonna weed the paths between the garlic rows. I didn't do it. I did not. I didn't get a chance. But as you can see, the garlic plants are looking great. So, for my local friends who are, in this area, we will have our green garlic available soon. Hello, a foster family. Do your companion plants keep the insects away? Yes, some of them. That's actually why I plant a lot of marigolds. They do help, especially the marigolds that have a certain smell. Um, the bugs, the insects don't like garlic. So like this area in here, I didn't see much companion plants. We do have like basil, the sage, the rosemary. They repel certain types of insects, and also celery. And that's why in the other garden, I alternated celery and cauliflower, because I have read that celery, since it has a certain smell, the worms or what do you call them, like the bugs for the brassicas. They don't like the smell of celery. So yeah, that actually works. And then there are some bugs that don't like onions. So yeah, you can also plant onions. There should be, like, if you Google it, I just can't remember on the top of my head, but there should be like some plants that are supposed to be like a good companion plants with like tomatoes or cucumbers, onions, radishes. Um, this is a little bit weedy in here, but that's okay. This garden, this raised bed is not very successful because many of the plants were eaten by the I don't know if it was a squirrel or a mouse, but they have just been eating the onions. Probably because these are sweet onions. But I can see that the stalks have gotten bigger. I actually started harvesting these onions as green onions instead of like waiting for the bulb. It's because I'm thinking of just planting other crops in this raised bed, because there are so many empty spots for the plant. I mean, I could have just planted lettuce, right? I might just do that. Put some lettuce in the open holes. And then here, these are mostly red bulbing onions. I just noticed that many of the red bulbing onions have two plants in the hole. I don't even know how that happened because I'm pretty sure that I planted only one in each spot. So I don't know. We'll probably just eat the ones that are doubles because they will not grow like a huge head. But that's okay. Look at the strawberry here. The strawberries grow everywhere in my garden. That's why there were so many birds earlier. They've been eating the strawberries. Um, okay, so let's walk this way. And then let's go here. Oh, this is something new. I don't know what this is. Probably a weed. I didn't plant anything in this spot yet. This is where I planted bush beans last year. And I just let the bed rest for now. Look at this, guys. It's full. These are purple top turnips and some radishes on this side and a few volunteer tomatoes. Oh, not tomatoes, sorry, potatoes. Volunteer potatoes that's a potato plant right there, that leaves. And then the big leaves are turnips. Yeah, the turnips are probably almost ready. Let's see. I don't see any. Oh, actually, it's still small. We'll let it grow some more. Yeah, we still have a lot of spots that we need to plant. Okay, just a quick check on the apples. Oh, wow. Oh, it's getting bigger. Look at that. I'm so excited for this apple. One of my favorite apples is Gala. I also like Honeycrisp. I do have a Honeycrisp, but it's small. Oh, and it's making more flowers. Oh, that's nice. Okay, and then we have some more apple trees on there, but I don't want to go that way. Next time. Okay, oh, wow. Blueberries. Couple of blueberries. Look at that. Nice. This is, I can't remember the variety. That's okay. They're blueberries. And I've read you're supposed to like have like two different kinds for pollination. I can't remember. I'm not good with blueberries. But this year is probably our first year to harvest from these blueberry plants. So that's so exciting actually. This one is the yellow delicious apple. Our apple trees are actually looking good. Oh, except for the, oh, I see it. Because they said you have to spray something. Yeah, I see that brown spots. They always do that. Last year was worse though. This one actually does not have it. The Gala apple. Now it does have a few spots, but not as bad as the Golden Delicious. Okay, so let's get inside this um, unfinished greenhouse where we are planning on finishing this today. If the rain will stop, we can work in here. We still have our rhubarb in the pots. These are all seedlings, guys. The okras are ready to go in the ground. Oh, and the squash plants that I seeded, they're also ready to go in the ground because you don't want the squash to get too big. Okay, I need to put down my umbrella. Um, so we have a bunch of seedlings. I hid the tomatoes here in the back because our neighboring farm sprayed something, and good thing my daughter noticed it because I didn't know about it until she told me. We did have some, we got some damage on the plants, but I think they just came back. Some of them still have the twisted leaves, but I'll just try because last time we had some that survived, but this damage is not as bad. This is not as bad as last year because last year whenever we got that chemical drift from the farm across the street, all these 25 tomato plants in our hanging basket. So we made hanging baskets, and like in those baskets, and then we put three tomato seedlings in each basket, and they're supposed to look really nice, and like, you know, and you can use it as a decoration, an edible decoration. And they look so nice, and we already put some out there in the display to sell. We've actually sold a couple of them, and then the next day the leaves of the tomatoes just got twisted and were facing down. It was so weird. So now, like, whenever we see, well, no, there is some spots that I can see, but this is not as bad as before. So I think I'm I'm fine with that, and I'll be planting most of these tomatoes today. I don't know what else do I have. Well, yeah, this garden still needs a lot of work. We have empty spots in here. I tried growing some beets in the tote. Apparently, the birds keep on coming back and scratching and eating the seeds. They like the seeds. Over there we have our grapevines. All right, guys. Thank you for staying with me for our Saturday garden walkthrough. I'm actually happy with this update this week because the plants that I have on the ground are looking really good. So after I sign out, I need to harvest some oregano, sage, what else? Cilantro, and maybe a few Swiss chard. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a great day and have fun in your garden. Happy gardening. See you next time.